Om Shanti and a very, very warm welcome to today's Masterclass with Sudesh Didi. We have had a series of Masterclasses for the past month, all with the theme of purity in connection with the sustenance program, True Connections. So we have had all our RC sisters, and today is the final Masterclass with our dear Sudesh Didi, who is the RC for Europe and the Middle East, along with Diantiben. And Sudesh Didi was the first Kumari to actually publicly get married to Baba. Her parents gave her to Baba in 1957, so this was the first public wedding with Baba. So she has been married to Baba for 64 years now. And when I think about Sudesh Didi, of course, I love her classes and her overflowing wealth of knowledge. But when I think about her, what comes to mind is a big, fragrant, beautiful flower. And I think that's because Sudesh Didi lives from her heart. She shares from her heart, and she's just such a loving person that her fragrance spreads everywhere. And also what I've appreciated especially, I've been many times present when Sudesh Didi has been conducting Amrit Vela in Madhuban or Moringen or Oxford and in other places. And when Sudesh Didi sits down to conduct Amrit Vela, it's just like a powerhouse, and Baba becomes so present. So a very powerful yogi and a very appropriate soul to be here today to speak about the theme, which is being an embodiment of purity. So very, very warm welcome to you, dear Sudesh Didi. And over to you. Didi will speak for some minutes about this theme, and then there will be Q&A. Over to you, Sudesh Didi.
Shanti. Om Shanti. But a thought emerging now. Shall I say Om Shanti first? Or shall I say Om Purity first? What comes first? Peace or purity? When we practice soul consciousness and we are actually aware of our original self and we meditate, what is the first thought comes in, or the awareness? I am a pure and peaceful soul. It's not peaceful, pure soul. I am a pure. So purity is actually the original quality of the self. Of course, peace is also eternal quality of the self. Our original home is pure, peaceful home. But it is Brahmalok, it is the element, pure element of light. There the soul resides in silence because it's the world of silence. Sweet, silent home. But here we are on this planet, the physical world. And so, what is this meaning of embodiment of purity? The topic that we are discussing or exploring. Embodiment. It means something which is very subtle. And this subtle energy becoming corporeal. In other words, just like the incorporeal soul incarnates in the body, and when it incarnates in the body, it is able to experience itself and express itself. So by being soul conscious, As a soul, you bring these qualities in you. Like all the potential is in the seed. And the seed becomes a tree by getting the body of the elements. Earth, water, sunshine, environment, care. And that seed gets a body. So like branches, sub-branches are the heads, and the roots are in the land, trunk. Then if you look at it, it looks like a big person with big family. So here it is also I, the soul, now expressing my potential through this body, which not only I have it, but others should experience it and are experiencing it. And the wonder of this purity, the seed, because it's a pure seed, full of potential. It grows, it gives environment, but it keeps itself very pure without expectations of anyone. So, but it is purity is the first quality, the embodiment of purity. So purity means my sense organs are also becoming cool, calm. It's transparent, the energy is becoming transparent. So the soul, pure with the pure quality, with pure consciousness, is creating then other qualities. And so this is why Baba says, purity is the mother of all virtues. Mother. Mother loves her children, sustains the children, uplifts, but children cannot be born without the father. So purity is not only alone itself. Just like the seed of the father, body of the mother creates another body. So embodiment means that these qualities are being formed when we are here, conscious in soul conscious stage, but having connection with the Supreme Soul, the father and mother. So in this aspect, purity becomes a reality. So what is purity? It's a spiritual quality. Its purity is a reality of spirituality. This reality of spirituality is becoming divine. It's becoming godly. It means these other qualities are born through pure consciousness. All virtues. So, becoming, it means vicelessness, complete virtuous. But it means first is all virtuous, completely viceless. When we look at the picture of Shri Krishna or Lakshmi Narayan, the praise of Shri Krishna is all virtuous, completely viceless. 16 celestial degrees complete, means fullest to its capacity, 100%. Double non-violent. But that spirituality is divinity, spirituality is royalty, purity is royalty. But purity begins with one particular quality, expresses itself easily, that is cleanliness is next to godliness. But the cleanliness and purity is not the same. Clean, pure, transparent is shining thing, transparent. So this clean, pure mind is actually picking up the virtues from others. The first quality to keep the heart clean, pure, is acceptance. Amongst all virtues, all virtue does not mean that I have a list of virtues. 10 quality, 20, 36 or 56. No. It is picking up qualities from everyone in every situation. And what is the method for that? Even in negative situation, creating the positive energy. That's called purity of the heart. Means it begins with acceptance. And I can accept first. Only then I can see the goodness in that. And it means pure wish, pure wish, good wishes, understanding and accepting that in this negative something positive is there. It's our natural way in our everyday life. I would like to ask, do you love rose flower? You like it? Very fragrant flower, has many thorns. You accept thorns and enjoy the fragrance of the flower. And purity of the flower is then the power in it. No matter how much criticism is there, even you crush the flower brings fragrance. Your hand becomes fragrance. It becomes perfume to change the atmosphere. So purity of the flower is the power and acceptance is the virtue. You like honey? Who produces honey? Honey bee. And stings honey bee. But you accept it, enjoy the honey. But it is created again, even if it is negative, means it bites, but it cannot produce alone. It picks up from the flowers, honey, but produces with unity and harmony. And so we live with together. We are eating honey, but we are thinking of the source where honey has come from. This is why we look the quality of the honey, production of the honey. What we are looking for, the best. So all virtuous means pick up virtues not only from the virtuous person, but become Dattatreyi, like Brahma Baba. Learn from everything. Snake is poisonous, but you learn. Baba says, be like this, shed the skin, body consciousness, like the snake slips away and leaves the old skin behind. So in the same way, picking up virtues from everything, a bumblebee or Baba gives the example of the tortoise, withdraws its limbs and becomes still, using its energy at the right time. So from animals, from human beings, from birds, means all virtues, pick up the virtue from natural resources, pick up the virtue from human beings, and also respect your own virtue. This is the power of purity. It means you need to have love and respect for your original quality. So cleanliness is next to godliness by being divine with pure vision, with good wishes. Then it means purity of mind, purity of thoughts, purity of intellect, not egocentric, but understanding and looking with this benevolent consciousness. Purity is benevolent energy. Purity is truth. Purity is beauty. So this is qualities. This is why it is called purity is the mother of love, peace, happiness, prosperity. Where there is purity, there is peace and prosperity. So this is why it's all connected. Then our physical organs and our self, the soul, both are in harmony. Means mind, intellect, and personality, character. So that character, as Baba said, your chitra becomes your charitra, means character. Your image becomes a virtuous image, becomes worthy to be worshipped. What it is, it's not a piece of paper that is worshipped. It is the picture, the character of the divine energy, the divine beings, loving, caring, sharing, protecting, merciful, forgiving, appreciation, upliftment. In every aspect, this benevolence is filled in it. And so it means through your drishti, through your forehead, through your smile. And you would have noticed when we pick up the virtue of someone and look at with anyone who has virtues, the first thing is your heart is happy. So what is happening? Like likes like. Purity picks up purity. Impurity creates impurity. So this is why it's becoming the embodiment, thoughts, word, action. Not only just in thought. So then this purity as increasing is not only just celibacy. Yes, celibate people are called holy. But Baba says holy swans. It means that you have virtues. Angry person, a holy person can be holy, but still anger and ego can be at that extreme. So that's not purity. Ego is the worst kind of impurity because it's very powerful. It changes attitude, vision, behavior, harmful, very subtle energy. Lust is very gross level. In ego you can have it with your own self. Lust based on other people. Anger, you can throw a stone and you can hurt someone. You can shout at the phone. Then in this way, these vices, other vices, lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, this is gross level of purity, but moving from gross to subtle. And completely against means it is other way around was purity, divinity, worthy to be worshipped souls. Their body was worshipped, their statues are worshipped, non-living energy is worshipped. And they are appreciated so much. Another aspect is angelic purity. You are not attached to it, just like the seed is not attached to its fruit. A raw seed cannot create a new future. Seed. So a seed, the fruit is full, juicy, sweet. Seed becomes divine, separate. Not tied, not bondage. So this purity of angelic purity is that your sense organs are also detached from any influence, beyond attraction, beyond temptation, beyond desires. And then divinity is that you are a deity, you are giving, and it's royalty, purity is royalty. And so divine beings are pure, divine, complete, perfect, 100% purity in life. So vision, reaching to vibrations. So this is what it is. Thought, word, action, interaction, connection, protection, and vibrations. Pure atmosphere. Through vibrations you can communicate. That's purity.
Thank you so much for this, Sudesh Didi. It was wonderful to listen to you. And I think, listening to you both is that you are like the embodiment of what you are speaking about. And also listening to you, I felt like I myself, experienced being the embodiment of it as well, because the feelings were so clear. And I just loved how you expressed in words something that's so subtle, and it became so clear. And now we have a few questions from brothers and sisters from other countries. They have sent in their questions around the theme of being an embodiment of purity. And the first question is, how do I imbibe the specialty that I see in others without getting influenced or attached? And in this context, how can I identify whether I'm truly detached or not? Because what happens is that sometimes we develop extra love, like special soft feelings for souls. We are attracted to their positive qualities, to their beautiful qualities. And it's quite easy to be attracted to the beauty and the qualities of other Brahmins especially. But this can then grow into an attachment. So can you explain, how to go about this?
Of course, it's very important to pick up the virtues from others. That is what our life we are aiming, and it is also harmonious relationship, respectful relationship develops when we pick up the virtues. So this word itself, picking up the virtues, what does it show? That we are actually attracted to the virtue of the person. It is not the person has impressed us, but the quality. And we begin in a very subtle way, we begin to realize this is better. This is very useful. So something which is lacking in you, you begin to compare, but with a positive attitude. So that's why you begin to appreciate. And that appreciation, certainly, it comes with honest heart. But then the moment I begin to see the person first and then virtue, my focus has become now that this person, not virtue in this person. See the difference? When my vision is focused on the virtue, then I am connected more with the virtue, and power of virtue, the power of the quality is coming in me. And with this quality, I am connected with the connection, with the true connection of the truth where it is coming from. It is just like when I am getting a fruit from a tree, I know this fruit itself is not a sweet or fruit without the roots of the tree. So you are actually appreciating the tree, the beauty of the tree, but at the same time, you are valuing the fruit. And so where it has come from, you know the source. So in order to be free from influence, attraction, attachment, where it is coming from? How did that person get it? This is a special personality. Must be some attention on self. So you begin to explore how you develop your own qualities. Then you are appreciating it without being dependent. It is just like you bring up again the seed stage of yourself. A seed is actually giving the fruit. When it becomes very sweet, ripe, it is detached from the fruit. And so in the same way, real purity is to remain detached from the desire to get from somebody else. Because I also have this quality within myself when I connect with the Supreme Soul. And when I'm detached, only then I can create my future. Unripe seed is attached. Unripe fruit is attached. And it cannot create a new fruit, new tree. And when I am ripe and ready, the seed is thrown in the rubbish. And in rubbish, this becomes a big tree. So it means I have to become ripe in myself and also becoming detached from others as well, because source is the Supreme Soul. And so I am enjoying the present company, but I'm creating my future by having connection with the Supreme Soul, respecting the quality, appreciating the quality. So I'm connected with virtues. And in this way, we do have love and respect for the person without being dependent on them, attached to them, because it becomes a bondage and I want to remain free.
Wonderful.
The goal is,
Thank you so much. So the next question is about our greatest enemy, which Baba mentions almost every day in the Murli. And lust can easily become an obstruction. Lust in gross or subtle forms can become an obstruction to us becoming embodiments of purity. So I would like to ask you, why is it that Baba speaks about lust as the greatest enemy? Why is lust so much worse than all the other vices that it makes us fall? Can you explain this?
just like purity is the mother of all virtues. Exactly, impurity is the creator of all vices, defects, weaknesses, and shortcomings, habits, addictions. Lust is a very gross energy, depends to be two people. And the first influence of the lust is on the intellect. Your own intellect is not, at that time, is not connected with actually with the Supreme. It's connected with the person. You are becoming body conscious. Lust is connected body with the body through body consciousness. And it is well known phrase. It is known as love. It begins in the form of love. But this kind of love is called blind. Love is blind. It is not blind with these eyes. The third eye, the intellect, is not able to see the consequence. How gradually it brings the weaknesses. When some of you are attached, what is happening? You begin to hide. You begin to tell lies. You begin to make an excuses. Then if the person is talking to somebody else, because this desire within the person is mine, jealousy, hatred, reactions. So the inner weaknesses begin to emerge. It becomes a kind of fire that it does not cool you down. It creates the energy of excitement. And what happens then if that desire is not fulfilled and you see that the attention is going somewhere else? You become your own enemy and you become enemy of somebody else. That anger. If lust, this desire is not fulfilled, there's anger, fight. Okay, desire is fulfilled. Okay, then this lust creates creation. Then you are attached to the children. Then when you are attached to the children, of course, it is a responsibility. you want to sustain them. Because you want to sustain them in a good standard, you think of money. And you want more and more. You work more, hard work, and gradually greed increases, desires are not fulfilled. Then what is happening? Corruption takes place. I have to sustain my children. What can I do? Then you are successful, okay, very egocentric. No one is so great in my life, successful like me. So you begin to actually measure your development on a very limited level. So lust, anger, attachment, greed, and then peacelessness is increasing. Because where there's purity, there's peace, happiness, and prosperity. Inner prosperity is gone. External relationship is increased, but internal relationship with each other becoming less and less. And certainly intellect becomes very gross. Second aspect is lust takes away your real energy. Not only influence, body is, intellect is influenced, mind becomes dirty, waste thoughts, weak thoughts, worry, tension, fear. And result is effect on the body. So sickness is connected, weakness is connected with this physical vice. And this is why Baba said in one of the Murli, the more you become bodiless, the more you become soul conscious, the more you recognize your divinity, purity, and spirituality. Result of the deities, health, healthy body, beautiful body, long life, no fear of death. This is what it is actually, because it is becoming enemy of my health, my wealth, my respect. If it was love, people call it love. If it was love, then everybody should respect and should be open. But this is a thief that takes away my respect. If something is gone wrong in the name of lust, rape, or any wrong relationship in the family or with someone, the person becomes so depressed. Whole life they remain sick. Psychological defect, disease develops. Reason? Purity is self-respect. Purity is the inner dignity. It kills the dignity. It kills the happiness. It kills the freedom. And so this is why its enemy and gross wise, health, wealth, happiness, status in society. That's why even somebody is a very good minister, this attraction, lust relationship, which eventually becomes lust, loses the job, loses the respect. If it was something nice, should be appreciated. So in every aspect, it is internal and external. It is enemy, but
very
purity.
clear. Yeah, absolutely clear. It's important, like Baba said a few days ago, to be knowledgeful is also to be knowledgeful about Maya. So this was really clear. Okay, let's move now into the third question. When we think about being an embodiment of purity, a symbol that easily comes to mind is the symbol or the image of the angel. And of course, being an angel is a very high destination. So we might wonder, am I going to really reach that destination? Are only some Brahmins going to reach that destination of being an angel? Or will we all reach the angelic states? And what is the main shift that is needed to become an angel from a human being? And what does it feel like and look like practically when we have reached that state of being such an embodiment of purity that we can be called angels? So if you could explore that a bit with us, Sudesh, Didi.
Purity, embodiment of purity, of course, aim is very high. we are aiming to become deity, divine being, living on this planet, and yet completely beyond the influence of any vice or weakness. So, Brahmin life, we are children of Brahma. It is not only just we are brahmachari or celibate. Purity is a very, very subtle level of divinity. Holiness, of course, leads to divine, respect-worthy souls. But then this angelic energy, it's transparent energy. It's a freedom. Freedom from bondage and freedom from burden. We become angels with the wings of love and lightness, purity and peace. Free from any kind of bondage of vices, it is, or weaknesses. So angelic energy means lightness within the self and transparent energy. So the more we develop this quality, so aim of the Brahmin life is future of the Brahmins is angelic, angels. And future of angel is divine beings, deities. So this is why you see in the picture of Trimurti, Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. So in order to develop that purity of angelic purity, we need to practice more bodiless stage. Bodiless means using less and less body. How? My mind is connected more and more with Baba. I'm not thinking about others. My intellect is connected more with knowledge and churning. I'm becoming free from waste thoughts. I pick up the virtues of others. My heart is clean. I accept and appreciate, and I don't allow the rubbish to stay in my heart. I consider my heart is not a rubbish. It's not a dirty lake, but I am lotus flower. You begin to develop more and more self-respect by respecting your own divinity, purity, spirituality, dignity. In this way, you are developing this. So you are becoming free because if we allow, angels means no rubbish at all, right? Human beings, if something dirty comes, the heart becomes the lake. And if there's no flow of pure energy, what happens to this little pond of water, of negativity? Gradually it becomes dirty. Mosquitoes will emerge. Sickness will come. Another bondage will become. So it is becoming an angel free from the waste thoughts, weak thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, negative thoughts, because that is also impurity of the mind and intellect. So I am free. So I remembering this. I'm looking myself, showing myself the mirror. And I see it because we recognize our high level of purity. We become more aware. But then I'm able to remove it. So angelic means becoming free from bondage of my own, which I created new. And it is lightness, keeping the consciousness very high. So this is why Shankar, Brahma, knowledge and purity. Shankar, renunciation, tapasya, concentration. And so we begin to concentrate. So our own enemies, snakes, becomes beauty, transformation takes place. So with tapasya, with yoga power, more and more relationship with Baba, you are becoming pure. So this is why angel means free from past bondages and free from present bondages that we create in Brahmin life. This is why Brahmin become angel, free from present bondages. Brahmin are practicing to finish the past bondages. And that's why yoga fire, yoga power, tapasya finishes, burns our past samskaras, past nature, past habits. And so when we are studying, of course, the more and more we study, the more and more shift takes place. It is a shift from gross conscious to subtle conscious, Brahmin conscious to angelic conscious, knowledgeable soul to yogi soul to embodiment of virtues and purity soul, embodiment of purity of virtue going beyond that as well, because angels are completely free from return, reward. So that is the fruit of this stage. So practice makes a man perfect. We have to focus to become free from bondage and free from burden.
Wonderful.
Clean, clear.
Very clear. And I love the point you said about angels means no rubbish inside. That's such a good checking point. And how we can allow all kinds of rubbish to fill our inner lake or keep our inner lake clean. So very beautiful. And from the angelic form, if we just move on, like if we were spinning the cycle, we have spoken about the angel and about the deity. But then the fourth question is about the worthy of worship form. And I think for some of us, it's not completely clear what Baba means when he is speaking about the worthy of worship form, which is also a form that is an embodiment of purity. So can you share with us your personal understanding, your personal experience? What is it that Baba means when he says to experience our worthy of worship form? What is meant exactly with that?
Worship worthy deities. Now see, deities are not worshipped, but they are worthy because they are all virtuous, completely viceless, and in order to become a deity, they make their life worth. Brahmin worth, angel worth deities. And this is why this Vishnuji is a picture of 4 arms, balance, service for the self, service for others, bringing benefit to the self and others, and keeping the balance of 4 subjects, Swadarshan Chakra, the cycle of self-realization. Then being a yogi, powerful soul, conquering waste, negative, and receiving power to become the embodiment of virtue by being in the body. And then service for others. So this is the aim and object of our study of 4 subjects. So when I am keeping this balance, so this result of this study is a deity, right? Just like if you are, when you become a deity, you don't study, you don't have knowledge, you don't remember cycle, and you don't have yoga. It's a reward. It is just like you become a doctor, you study beforehand, you get a degree. You become an engineer, you practice before, then you get a degree. That quality is in action. And these actions bring satisfaction. And this satisfaction is so powerful. As is the king, so is the subject. This royalty sustains others. And spirituality sustains ourselves. And divinity sustains the environment, nature as well. This is why matter is perfect, mind is perfect, relationship is perfect. Everything is divine, perfect. That joy that we have experienced. So we ourselves, who were worthy souls, when we come in the copper age, we become body conscious. This is a story of Adam and Eve, or Pandora's box. She opened the box of curiosity and something emerged. They ate the forbidden fruit, means they had reward of knowledge, was this remain pure, natural, but don't become body conscious. And they were natural soul conscious. And so here it is a shift taking place from deity to human being. First shift was taking place from Brahmin to angel, angel to deity. And now is another shift from deity to human being. I begin to explore my bodily virtues, values. And then we become body conscious, then the energy of matter is influencing us. Energy of matter means everything is filled in this matter conscious. Earth, attraction. Blood and water, emotion, attachment. Anger, heat. Anger is a fire. Jealousy, anger, hate, heat inside. Greed in the atmosphere. Others have it. Oh, this one got a position. I can also get this. Jealousy, but it becomes like a, I want. But others have, I don't have it. Greed. And ego, I am myself, I'm everything. Space. So body is composed of these 5 elements, and we become more and more body conscious. Law of entropy and law of spirituality. We are losing purity. Purity means conqueror of 5 vices. And so here when we lose that, oh, we remember this past subconscious mind experience wakes up. Because when you are in the dark, you look for light. When you are sick, you look for the health. So when we started losing it, we started respecting. And then we started, who gave us this? We started worship. So what we are worshipping, the embodiment reality, our experience. We put a picture in front of us of our perfection and we start worshipping them. So what energy is working them at that time? We are lost, we have lost everything. But our present account with God, our present account selfless with each other, our present account of totally detachment. We are not like a natural, no discrimination, no limitation. That quality becomes an experience, and then God uses our statue and fulfill the desire of the devotees. Who are devotees? We are the devotees of purity. We are devotees of knowledge. We respect these qualities, and that's why worthy to be worshipped become worshipper. And then this worshipper gets some reward because of faith, trust, but base is experience. And this is why we want to make that experience alive, but it is temporary good actions, temporary reward. That golden age and silver age was the garden where we got the fruit for many births. We did not have to plant the seeds. But from copper age, karma philosophy starts and we start farming. A farmer has to go every time grow something to get the reward. But gardener has brought planted the trees, work for some time to deep roots and good fruit, and generation after generation to receive. So we are eating tin fruit. In the copper age,
nice analogy. It was really clear how Baba uses our worthy of worship form to give experiences to the devotees, and you've taken us through the whole cycle. We only have like 3 minutes left or something like that, so we can't go through all the questions. But I will just finish with the last question now. And that's a question about the Rosary of 108. Baba speaks about the Rosary of 108. And what makes the souls who read that Rosary, what makes them different from all the rest of the souls in terms of purity? And which level of purity did they reach, which other souls did not reach? And so especially in terms of purity, what makes the 108, what makes them come into the 108? And maybe you could give us some practical examples of this.
It's in fact because this was the realization, what makes the difference between that it is actually the higher the purity it is, the higher the satisfaction and self-respect is there. The more purity is there, the more freedom is there. And this is what becomes a status. Status is not king and subjects. There, as the kings and queens are parents for the whole subjects. But the difference is that if I have not imbibed all the qualities, in the golden age, I don't miss anything because everything is impartial, unlimited, without discrimination, without limitation. But because I have used my qualities, I have eaten the fruit of knowledge. Now I have very little idea that this thing was perfect. So my power then in the copper age and iron age is not there anymore. It is that the strength is changed. For example, you have something very powerful. Say example of curtains. You have a curtain, you can have the curtain of cotton, you can have curtain of your plastic paper, you can have the curtain of ordinary cotton. Now it works as curtain, no problem, very shining, even plastic. But gradually, as the weather is changing, the velvet curtain can last many years without being influenced of the weather. Other will be worn out very quickly. So the difference is the more the foundation of the purity is there, roots are strong, fruit is longer. If roots are limited, you get the limited fruit. This is what it is difference between the one who becomes the embodiment of purity and those who are becoming less. So this is why it's a difference of becoming perfect, equal, 108 rosary, connecting each other, supporting each other, uplifting each other. And so because you have more in you, others become dependent and they lose everything and suffer more in wrong environment. And others who are strong, they can face it easily because inner strength is there.
Thank you so much, Sudesh Didi, for all the richness. And it's really like an overflowing conscious of so much wealth of knowledge. And I think we've come to the end of this lovely interview. I really enjoyed listening to you, and I'm sure everyone else who is listening also has enjoyed and taken a lot of benefit. But we would like to end with you giving all of us Dristi for 1 or 2 minutes, being the embodiment of purity. And yes, so if you could give us Dristi, that would be wonderful. Om Shanti, and thank you.
Well, as today is the final day of the month of True Connections, I would really just like to appreciate from the heart everyone involved with this wonderful project. And actually, it was born in an RC meeting. We were talking about the global sustenance, which mostly has been done by the Americas, and then more recently by Europe. And so it was put to Asia, that perhaps Asia and Australia could do a global sustenance project. And so Didi, Nirmala and I met all the NCs of Asia, and we said to them, well, would you like to do this? And it's quite a big job to coordinate, a program for the whole world. And unanimously, all the NCs in Asia, there's about 21 or 2 of us who meet regularly with Didi Nirmala, they all said, let's ask the young people of our zone if they would like to take this up. And so we did, and immediately they just said, yes, we would love to do this. And actually the time frame was incredibly short. But they all came together with so much love, and really I can just only say just how touched I was by the young team from Asia, and they reached out to all their young friends around the world, and they became like a global team. And I'd really like to thank the main organising team that split themselves up into 3 little teams, beautifully named as Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar. The Brahma team found the content. The Vishnu team really arranged 24/7 Zoom and people looking after all the technology. And the Shankar team were the ones who edited all the content and put it all together. But along with them, we had the wonderful help from Helen Hall from Miami, Florida, who's really been at the heart of global sustenance. Yogesh also, who gave a lot of guidance for the content, and Sharona from Israel. So I can't forget that really we went to all the RCs who are phenomenally busy, and we said, could you do a 10-minute talk once a week? All said straight away yes, and they all did a masterclass. So heartfelt thanks to the RCs, heartfelt thanks to the team, but mostly thank you to all of you who participated and gave it life. And I think there's so many beautiful outcomes. We've had so much positive feedback, especially that people could, access this program anytime, and it was fresh and new. But I think it's brought together the global team of young BKs, and I'm sure that they're going to step up and do more and more into the future and show a lot of light to the Brahmin family in the whole world. So once again, heartfelt thanks to all of you for an amazing program, and congratulations to all. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Satish Bhai.
Om Shanti Murli Bhai, how are you?
Yes, I am great, and it has been a very interesting time that we had with these 2 connections. Do you remember how it started?
Yeah, it's very
the A
interesting.
team was formed.
Yeah.
And this A team was actually an angel team. And they ended up in the 3 Puris, Brahma Puri, Vishnu Puri, Shankar Puri, to do their task.
That's right. That's right.
And how many of them total? We had 9.
I think there was 9 people in total. And so there were 3 people in each team, in the Brahma team, in the Vishnu team, and in the Shankar team. And what they did, which I thought was very clever, was to actually create sub-themes within their team itself. And so in creating that sub-themes, it actually helps to make work run in parallel. You remember that one?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like the Brahma team.
The best part is that they went back actually after it was assigned to them.
Yeah.
They went back and the whole team got back the feedback. And then there were many similarities, and this is what was implemented. No? The Drishti session, the reflective session, and the Bab Dada session, and all the other
Journaling,
sessions, journaling, all
Q&A,
was their reflection.
RC sharing. Yeah.
So the best part is that they actually were so creative and very united. There was no hiccups. Master and child, you can see, right?
Completely. I mean, I'm just trying to remember, honestly, in the last whole 1 month or even 6 weeks that we've been working together, I really cannot remember a time when anyone came crying to us, anyone came complaining to us, anyone came talking about it in their meetings. Nothing. One person said, the other person accepted. It's like such unique unity in the whole team. And yeah, there was just, it was just so much harmony. I just thought that was to me, it was a very amusing scene, because how often do you find, one person offering an idea and the other one accepting? And it's like, everything's just flowing like a river and it's just going.
And the youths, they never stopped. And it was nothing was impossible for them.
Correct.
Even though time was short, and the demand was very high, the workload was very high, and they had their big job and study, but everything was done. The teamwork was...
Some were looking after centers, some were just centervasis, and still they didn't neglect the responsibility.
The whole world was involved to run the whole show, to bring benefit to all the Brahmin families. 24 hours 7.
I still remember when we first started, there was just 9 of us, and we thought, we should be fine. 9 people, Asia Pacific, we can manage the show. Next thing you know, you got people from all around the world. And so it really turned into a real global project. But still, Muralibai, you think about it, the number of people who are working in the whole team will be probably close to about 200.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, 200.
And still, like I said, I mean, it's complete unity in the team. I feel that touches me most, and that's exactly what I would take back with me.
I can't wait to hear from the team. So let's hear from the team.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Muralibai.
Thank you.
Dear Divine Family, Om Shanti. We Brahma team consists of 33 angels, and all angels worked hard to create contents for the program. What I have learned working together is how we can support each other, maintaining this pure love. After this journey of purity, I feel we belong to each other. Thank you, Baba. Thank you for the whole members. Thank you for the family from the heart. Om Shanti.
The Vishnu team were Baba's instruments for running the Zoom sessions and creating the online portal for the program. And it was actually made up of 150 souls from Asia Pacific, from many other countries in the world, and from Bharat. And many souls had this inspiration to contribute and be a part of Baba's international sustenance program. And there was so much enthusiasm and so much cooperation between souls. And everyone, I feel, really had the pure desire in their heart to give back to the Brahmin family and to serve the Brahmin family. And so we hope that energy came through, and we hope you enjoyed the Zoom sessions and the online portal. Om Shanti.
Shankar team comprised angels mainly from Southeast Asia who were handling the final production of videos. There was always a balance of fun and laughter that created a very easy atmosphere. And very sweetly, we supported each other, learning from each other in the process. I had seen souls who had a lot going in their background, in their lives, yet with a big smile and Baba's remembrance. They were in the service. I felt, working on this project, my connection with Baba was being reinforced. It was truly a beautiful journey. Thank you, Baba.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba and Global Family, for this wonderful opportunity.
I'm pleased to work with all web techs from all over the world.
True Connections was a beautiful experience of brotherhood and cooperation.
As we saw divine virtues in action: cooperation, taking responsibility, patience, humor, and so many others.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba, for giving me such a beautiful service. This is the first time ever in this birth that I was able to do such a service. And it really felt like I was working with people from Golden Age, because we had such love, such enthusiasm, and such a deep understanding between ourselves that we collaborated really, really well. And I wish I could do many more of this seva. Thank you, Baba.
True Connections have truly been a wonderful learning journey for me. And I have seen the practical example of saying Haji and the Lord becomes present with 1,000 arms to help complete his task. I'm grateful for this opportunity and all the fun memories that has been created. Thank you and Om Shanti.
नैनों से छलके प्यारो बाबा, नैनों से छलके प्यार, पाए है सुख संसारो बाबा, पाए है सुख संसार। निर्मल निर्मल किरणें आती, भाल पे है सौभाग्य सजाती, तिलक लगाती सदा विजय का, शक्ति अनोखी है भर जाती, प्यार से रहे निहारो बाबा, प्यार से रहे निहार। नैनों से छलके प्यारो बाबा, नैनों से छलके प्यार, पाए है सुख संसारो बाबा, सुख संसार। मधुर साज से भरे अंदाज में बुलाए बाबा, पुकार के बच्चिया। आवाज से परे मधुर साज से भरे